everyone, this is Karen.
Welcome everybody, I'm Shane.
Today we're looking at part 2 of Pokemon.
Celebrating 25 years of gaming fun.
And the vocabulary words are impact.
Impact.
The album had a huge impact when it was released in 1994.
Element.
Element.
One of the key elements in our plan is a clear vision.
Appeal.
Appeal.
The book appeals to people of all ages.
Exposure.
Exposure.
To prevent skin cancer, you should try to limit your exposure to the sun.
But I love the sun. Anniversary.
Anniversary.
Mel and Anne are celebrating their 4th anniversary this year.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Okay, but Pokemon, they're celebrating their 25th years, right? 25th anniversary.
25th anniversary, yeah.
That's amazing.
So it was first came out in 1996, right? Wow, so Pokemon is really, because it really was Pokemon Go that made it so big in 2016.
That's right.
And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I thought it was going to go away.
I know.
But it didn't.
But I stayed.
When there was a movie about Pokemon, did you see the movie Detective Pokemon?
No.
I was like, really? There's going to be a movie about Pokemon?
But it was actually very, very popular.
Very successful.
But I think the difference between, the game, Pokemon, and other games is that, people kind of think of these little creatures as little cute pets that you need to take care of as well. It's not just like, a character that you play and then you fight and you battle. It's kind of like, you take care of it.
I see. So for both genders, male and female, there's something for everybody.
That's right.
And for people of all ages.
And that's why it's so successful.
It's really interesting.
I know.
Okay, let's learn more about Pokemon.
All right, let's go.
Pokemon, celebrating 25 years of gaming fun.
Like anything that's been popular for a quarter of a century, Pokemon's impact stretches far and wide. It was one of the first games where you didn't just fight with your creatures, you cared for them like you would care for dear family pets. Elements of the game appealed to both boys and girls, which allowed it to find broad success. Fans could continue their Pokemon experience through TV shows, movies, and comic books. For many, Pokemon was their first exposure to Japanese art and culture, and it pushed them to look for even more exotic games and shows. Hello and welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Kim.
And again, we are going to be celebrating Pokemon! Yay! Pokemon! We have 2 special guests, as you can see. We're so lucky. Pikachu, and he brought along his buddy Victini, and they're here to celebrate with us and you guys 25 years. That's right, the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. It seems like yesterday I was ripping open the trading cards.
Right?
Give me your Dragatini and give me this and give me that.
There you go. So let's keep reading about Pokemon and find out what's going on these days and maybe even a little bit in the future. Like anything that's been popular for a quarter of a century, the article says, Pokemon's impact stretches far and wide. It does.
It does, yeah. Everyone's heard of Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think most kids have a pack of cards.
Absolutely.
It's had a very strong impact. An impact can be something physical, like 2 cards hitting each other can be an impact. But it can also be a powerful effect on someone or something. If music or art or some piece of television comes out and it has an effect on the culture, especially pop culture, then it has a big impact. For example, the album had a huge impact when it was released in 1994. So a lot of people heard this music and they all talked about it. Maybe it changed the way music was done, it changed the culture, had a big impact.
Oh, okay, interesting. We might also use the word effect.
Yes.
Right? E-F-F-E-C-T, the same kind of meaning. So yeah, Pikachu, Pokemon had a big impact, especially on the kids who first got into it 25 years ago, because it was kind of an unusual game. As the article says, it was one of the first games where you didn't just fight with your creatures, you cared for them like you would care for dear family pets. Absolutely, yeah. It was part of what I think people liked about it, right? You would take care of them. So you weren't just, competing and fighting and playing with your cards against your other friends' cards. You also had to take care of them, just like a dear family pet, something that you really care about and want to, protect.
That's right, and elements of the game appealed to both boys and girls, which allowed it to find broad success. Yeah, it's not just fighting.
Right.
It's also taking care of it, and the creatures are cute. I think boys and girls like them. They're so cute.
That's true, yeah. I mean, we all still, find that a lot of superheroes are boys, or men, right? I remember with Star Wars, they had the Princess
Yes.
Leia, but not a lot of other female or girl characters. But with Pokemon, boys and girls could both get into it. That was one of the elements of the game which all kinds of kids liked. And here we have this word element. An element, this is a noun, is an important part of something bigger. When we talk about an element, we talk about something that makes up something bigger, but it's also important. It's something you need to pay attention to. One thing we might think of is when you're planning a party. There are many elements to putting on a good party. Who's coming? Where is the party? What food and drinks will you have for people? What about the entertainment? These are all different elements or parts of putting on a big party, and you have to kind of think of them all and make sure they all work together. If you have all those elements, you will have yourself a great party. For example, one of the key elements in our plan is a clear vision. We want to be able to explain the plan to people really easily, so having a clear vision will help us do that.
That's right, and all these elements of the game appealed to boys and girls and a huge wide audience. Appeal, it means it interests and attracts a lot of different people of all ages, of all religions, of all races. For example, the book appeals to people of all ages, so everyone from children to adults likes this book. It has a lot of appeal.
That's right, so there are all these different elements that could appeal to boys and girls, and there were a lot of different ways to enjoy these different elements. It says fans could continue their Pokemon experience through TV shows, movies, and comic books. And that wasn't all, but those were some of the first things to come along after kids started to collect the trading cards.
That's right, and for many, Pokemon was their first exposure to Japanese art and culture, and it pushed them to look for even more exotic games and shows.
That's a really good point. I guess for kids in Taiwan, they'd seen Japanese cartoons and things like that. They'd grown up with them, even their parents had. But for kids in Europe and North America, where they were used to watching maybe Disney cartoons and
Mickey
stuff
Mouse
like
and all that.
Pokemon was that more Japanese manga or anime style. So for kids in other parts of the world, this was their first exposure to something. Exposure is basically when we witness something, when we experience something, when we're there, when something happens, when it affects us in some kind of way. You might get exposure to loud noise. Now that could be bad, and you could damage your ears if you are around loud noises and you get a lot of exposure to it. Here in our example sentence, to prevent skin cancer, you should try to limit your exposure to the sun. How much you're out there in the sun, how much sun you actually get on you. That is exposure to the sun. And of course, we wear hats and put on sunscreen or a long-sleeved shirt on a sunny day to limit or control exposure to the sun. All right, we'll take a break and then we'll be back with more from Pokemon. Are you okay, Victini? You okay?
He's all right.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。宝可梦是在1990年代被创造出来的，到现在呢，它是全世界第2大受欢迎的系列游戏，它的影响力非常的大。那在这款游戏里面，你不但要跟你的生物一起作战，还要像照顾家里的那种心爱宠物一样的去照顾它们。而这样的游戏元素就吸引了男孩和女孩大获成功。它不但有出漫画书、电视节目，还有出电影。那对很多人来说，宝可梦是让他们第一次接触到日本艺术与文化。这也促使他们去探索更多其他的游戏跟节目。好 ，Mike 老师刚刚有提到 anime。A-N-I-M-E anime 可以表达日本动画，还有 manga M-A-N-G-A manga 则是用来指日本漫画。那我们再来看课文里面4个单字哦。 Impact 在这边当名词，它表示影响、冲击。Element 它是表达元素或是指要素、成分、组成部分。那么 appeal 是当动词来表达使什么感兴趣，对什么有吸引力，它的用法是 appeal to somebody。再来看 exposure 它表示接触或是有揭露或是曝光的意思，后面常常会接 to something。好，那这边还有两个重点，第一个是关系副词 where 在这边相当于介系词加 which。那么 where 引导的关系子句，它是用来修饰表示地点的先行词，来表达说在那个地方怎么样怎么样。不过它也可以用来修饰表示情况的先行词，来表达说在那个情况里，在那个情境当中怎么样怎么样。举例来说 Can you imagine a future where there are more robots than humans? 你能想象一个机器人比人类多的未来吗？我们其实可以把这个先行词 a future 想象一个很抽象的空间地点，然后用 where 关系子句来说明在那个地方，在那个空间地点里面，这是一个什么样的未来。A future where there are more robots than humans 就可以表达一个机器人比人类多的未来。那第二个重点是 care for， 在这边是指照料、供给所需，而这个片语也可以表达喜欢，所以你就是要看上下文来判断它的语义咯。例如Don't worry, your pet will be well cared for. 别担心，你的宠物一定会被妥善照顾的，你可以放心的把它交给我。好，那这回课文中
Pokemon, celebrating 25 years of gaming fun.
People who grew up with Pokemon have passed their love of these pocket monsters on to their children, and the series continues to be popular.The mobile game Pokemon Go took the world by storm in 2016, and the first live-action Pokemon movie, 2019's Detective Pikachu, had the highest-grossing opening weekend for a video game movie in U.S. history.
Okay, we're back. So yeah, 25 years of Pokemon. As we mentioned yesterday,kids today, they may have parents who grew up playing with the same toys, or at least interested in the same characters. And that's kind of an idea that we get to next in the article. People who grew up with Pokemon have passed their love of these pocket monsters on to their children. And the series continues to be popular. Yeah, that's kind of a nice thing about some of this stuff. I know people who grew up watching the Star Wars movies and now their kids love the Star Wars movies, or listening to a certain kind of music and now their kids love that kind of music too. It's nice when parents can pass their love on to their children. And it's also good for the characters because they have a whole bunch of new kids to go out and, buy the toys and enjoy them.
That's right, and Pokemon got a big popularity boost. The mobile game Pokemon Go took the world by storm in 2016. It was crazy popular. I remember that.
Yep.
People everywhere playing this game. And the first live-action Pokemon movie, 2019's Detective Pikachu, had the highest-grossing opening weekend for a video game movie in U.S. history. That means it made the most money of any video game movie in history.
That is crazy. Yeah, but I definitely remember Pokemon Go. I was actually in Tokyo when it came out in Japan.And I didn't really know about it. And all these kids were walking around playing it. And we found out, oh, that's what it is. And I think about 2 or 3 weeks later, when I came back to Taipei, it came out here. And again, everyone was walking around playing this game. It was so popular, at least for the first few months. All right, we'll take a break, and then we'll be back with more about Pokemon and some of the special things they'll be planning to celebrate their 25th anniversary. Happy birthday, Pokemon!
从20几年前跟着宝可梦长大的人，现在可能已经为人父母了。他们也许把这样的喜爱传给了下一个世代，那因而也让宝可梦系列持续受到欢迎。在2016年推出的手游《精灵宝可梦 Go》更是风靡全世界。Kim 老师提到说，宝可梦受欢迎的程度在这个时期大大的提升。这时候老师用到 boost 这个字 ，B-O-O-S-T，boost 可以当动词来表达提高、增加，也可以当名词来表达增进或是帮助的意思。 好，那么课文还提到说，2019年的《名侦探皮卡丘》呢，这部宝可梦真人电影也拿下了美国史上电玩电影的首周票房冠军。好，这边用到 gross 不是用来形容是恶心的哦，它是当动词来表达总收入是什么，总共赚得什么。文中用到复合形容词 highest grossing 是用来表达是获得最高收入的。好，接回到课文中。
Pokemon, celebrating 25 years of gaming fun.
To celebrate its 25th anniversary, the Pokémon Company has produced several new games. It has also partnered with clothing brands, famous singers, and even the Japanese Space Agency to provide special items and virtual events for fans. You can be sure there's something for all generations of Pokémon lovers to enjoy.
All right, so yes, since it is the 25th anniversary, the 25th birthday of Pokemon, of course, they've planned a few special things. So let's find out what they've planned. It says to celebrate its 25th anniversary, the Pokemon Company has produced several new games.
Oh!
Several new games. That means more than one.
That means Pokemon fans are in for a treat for their anniversary.
I'm Poke happy.
An anniversary is a day on which an important event happened that is celebrated every year. The most common one can be your wedding anniversary. The day you got married, you celebrate that day every year. It can also be, in the case of Pokemon, the day a company was founded or the day that an important event happened. And this can be any event. For example, Mel and Anne are celebrating their 4th anniversary this year. Sounds like they're dating or married for 4 years now, and they celebrate this same day every year.
Oh, that's cool. I guess you could say your birthday is like your life anniversary.
It could be, yes.
Right? But we call that a birthday. Most other sort of birthdays, we would call it an anniversary. We use that term for many other sorts of things when it is another year has passed. All right, so we've got several new video games coming our way. And what else has the Pokemon Company planned? It says it has also partnered with clothing brands, famous singers, and even the Japanese Space Agency to provide special items and virtual events for fans.
Whoa.
That's kind of cool. They're
Pokemon in space.
That will be very interesting. But I do remember I was actually at a local store, a Unit store, and they had a bunch of Pokemon t-shirts. And now I know why.
Now you know. It's like, the 25th anniversary.
They got a lot of t-shirts with Pikachu on them. That's why.
Well, they've got a lot of stuff planned, so you can be sure there's something for all generations of Pokemon lovers to enjoy.
All right, well, now it's time to turn to our What Do You Think question. And of course, the question is about Pokemon, but this is kind of a tricky question, but the good thing is there isn't really one right answer. So what do you think? What do you think people like most about Pokemon?
I think people enjoy the collecting. There's a lot of hobbies like this. Stamp collecting, coin collecting, card collecting. One of Pokemon's phrases is, gotta catch 'em all.
Oh, yeah.
So I think people really like this collecting, seeing how many out of the 151. There's more now, but back then only 151. See how many they can get. That's what I think they like.
And you can collect them in different ways, right? You collect the cards, or I think in the game.
In the app, yeah.
You can collect them too. That's a really good answer, I think. I might not collect them, but I like to play video games.
Yes.
So I could enjoy them just by playing the games and, you know, not worry about the cards. But no matter what you like, there's a character out there for you. There's a way to enjoy them. And that's why well, maybe not we, but other people might be here 25 years from now celebrating the 50th anniversary of Pokemon. Or maybe we will still be here.
Maybe we will still be here talking to you. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see you guys soon. Definitely before the next 25 years for Pokemon passes. Probably tomorrow or the day after. But we'll see you back here soon. Until then, bye-bye.
要帮宝可梦欢庆25周年，当然会有一系列的活动咯。课文写到说，宝可梦公司制作了好几款新的游戏，还跟服饰品牌、知名歌手，甚至是日本太空总署合作，要提供各式各样的商品跟活动。Kim 老师刚刚说 ，Fans are in for a treat。 字面意思像是要款待粉丝，要请客招待粉丝。那它其实是要表达说，接下来的事情呢，粉丝应该会喜欢或是享受。所以下次如果你听到说 You're in for a treat， 这个对方的意思就是说你一定会喜欢的，准备好好的享受吧。好，我们最后来看单字 anniversary。Anniversary 它表示周年纪念。那还有一个重点是要来看动词 provide 的用法。Provide 表示提供、给予。那它的用法有两种，一个是 provide something for 或是 to somebody。那么再看第二种用法是 provide somebody with something。我们就来造个例句。The hotel provides excellent service to its guests。也可以说 The hotel provides its guests with excellent service。那间饭店为顾客提供了优质服务。好，那么以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Pokémon, celebrating 25 years of gaming fun.
Like anything that's been popular for a quarter of a century, Pokémon's impact stretches far and wide. It was one of the first games where you didn't just fight with your creatures, you cared for them like you would care for dear family pets. Elements of the game appealed to both boys and girls, which allowed it to find broad success. Fans could continue their Pokémon experience through TV shows, movies, and comic books. For many, Pokémon was their first exposure to Japanese art and culture, and it pushed them to look for even more exotic games and shows. People who grew up with Pokémon have passed their love of these pocket monsters on to their children, and the series continues to be popular. The mobile game Pokémon Go took the world by storm in 2016, and the first live-action Pokémon movie, 2019's Detective Pikachu, had the highest-grossing opening weekend for a video game movie in U.S. history. To celebrate its 25th anniversary, the Pokémon Company has produced several new games. It has also partnered with clothing brands, famous singers, and even the Japanese Space Agency to provide special items and virtual events for fans. You can be sure there's something for all generations of Pokémon lovers to enjoy.
The historic Bitan Scenic Area is near Shindian MRT station. The green waters gave it its name. The steep cliffs on its western bank have made it famous. Stunning scenery makes for romantic dates and great family outings. Visitors can ride swan boats, bike along the riverside, or check out the street full of shops and fine cuisine. The suspension bridge has become a landmark in New Taipei City. At night, the bridge shines with dazzling LED lights. There are also water dancing shows during certain months.
See you next time!